Welcome to another edition of Mills on the Hill. We're here on Capitol Hill with Howard Mortman. Now, Howard, you are the first guest on Mills on the Hill that has made a return appearance.
Kidding. This is like being called back to Johnny's.
We had several cancellations, that's why.
Oh, that's great. who canceled on you, Jim? So
no,
I know, right?
I'm just kidding. Howard, we're here on in the U.S. Capitol.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful in this building.
And it's hot.
It's hot.
And we have this little presidential thing.
Yeah.
How relevant is Congress right now? I mean, I know it's tough for people to cover Congress to stay interested in a lot of what they're up to. But what do you think the American people should be thinking about when they think about Congress as we're doing this big build-up to a presidential race? And that's the longest intro to a question I've done.
Well, Jim, I would say that the question whether or not Congress is relevant is evidenced by the fact that we are standing here right now and we got room with you, Jim, and you, Monica, to be...
Erica.
Samantha, I'm sorry about that, to be doing this program together. The fact that we didn't have to muscle out too many other folks, kind of ample space to work with, is answer enough for how relevant Congress is these days. They're in recess now, aren't they?
No, they're here.
Oh, they're here?
They're doing important work.
Are they making laws right now?
It's Wednesday. It takes them a while.
It's Wednesday.
It takes them a while to get cranked up.
What are they doing today? What could they possibly be doing today they didn't do yesterday, or they can't put off till tomorrow?
Well, they're doing a lot of thinking about what they're going to do. It's not that they work so hard, but they're thinking about their work schedule, I guess.
You think there's a filibuster going on? I love filibusters.
I don't know how Congress, I'm openly questioning how Congress presents themselves. I mean, for instance, you have John McCain, Republican, a lot of House Republicans. John McCain's not their number one choice, but they're having to suck it up, right?
Yeah.
Are they making any progress getting together with their candidate?
You know, this whole thing about the windfall tax and oil and energy seems to be very divisive over this. And McCain, who, opposes drilling in Anwar, seems to be dividing both the White House and Congress. I think he's got a lot of, the big concern is his own caucus. And do they want to be running with him on his issues? You have a lot. I still think you can see a lot of backlash over the summer of members of Congress and even people challenging. I mean, it's a very dwindling number of opportunities for Republicans right now. I think that's the real challenge, is whether they embrace him and on what issues. I don't know if Barack Obama will be the nationalizing issue and whether or not McCain wants him to be that.
What advice would you have for members of Congress for the rest of the summer as they start doing their push-ups and get ready? Because what they're getting ready for now is their entire month-long break of August.
Can you believe this?
I always enjoy it when we get Memorial Day off, they get Memorial Week off. But that's training for August.
Yes.
They go.
And it's all of August they go. The staff is gone. I mean, Capitol Hill is deserted. But at the same time, we always have scandals. At the same time, August, while the rest of Washington shuts down, we famously have sex scandals. You can go through legions of members of Congress from 1980 to currently who get involved in these scandals that are just amazing, financial scandals and so on. So Washington doesn't shut down, at least the scandal. You in the media, you in the big media, we're always pursuing the hot story, the hot gossipy story. I predict, Jim Mills, you'll be hot in the trail, even if it's August.
We call that the Gary Condit rule, I believe.
Gosh, Gary Condit, you go back, Gary Condit 2001, Chandra Levy, obviously, 1987, it was Ollie North's testimony. In August 1980, it was Barney Frank and Jerry Stubbs getting reprimanded from the House. You had Bob Packwood the summer of 95. It just goes on and on like that.
So your encouragement to the American people watching Mills on the Hill is, if you're bored now, hang in there till August, and we'll have something for you out of Washington.
Hang in there till August. Be naked while you're watching. You never know when a sex scandal might erupt. And just thank your lucky stars you're not in the hot seat of Mills on the Hills. John McCain was on with Jimmy Kimmel Live last night, and he had a line about, it was a reference to, I ran for president after Calvin Coolidge. I like that. It goes to an age joke. It also has a hard K sound there. And Jim, last time we were on this, you and I talked about the need for a hard K sound. Calvin Coolidge. Can you beat that?
I thought about this since. And Barack.
Hard K?
So were you sending subliminal messages that...
hard K's work. Jimmy Carter, very funny president. Hard K, the Carter at the end. Ford, not funny. Ronald Reagan, not funny, but told good jokes. Bill Clinton, is there any better comedy than Bill Clinton being president?
Are you also this summer... we've had, no, this is not a joke thing. This is a serious question, Howard. I'll put you on alert here. You knew Tim Russert. A lot of us knew Tim Russert. Tell me about your relationship with him.
I'm a minor character in this whole thing. I worked at MSNBC for 2 years. I have one story, really quick story. The 2004 presidential campaign, we're all up in New Hampshire. covering it, dead tired, hating life, long hours, very grueling circumstances. And I'm a political junkie, but I'm saying, who needs this? Forget this. So I'm dragging around the bureau. I think we headed to the airport, and then Tim Russert comes bounding in. He's got the biggest smile on his face. He says, "Isn't this great? Isn't this the best story to cover?" My wife actually reminded me of the story because I was so in the dumps. But he comes back and it just imbues us with a sense of optimism and just excitement over what we're doing, how lucky we are to be covering a race in 2004. Pales next to this race. But that's my brief moment to remember him. The inspiring optimism that he brought.
Howard Mortman, thanks a lot.
Jim Mills from the Rotunda, back to you.
Join us again next week for another edition of Mills on the Hill.